our current points leader in Class 8.
That's right. He's done a good job all year long. Now, this is Brian Collins out of the White Lightning stable out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Brian has won the Baja 500 in Barstow and second points.
Now here's a local favorite from Cabo San Lucas, Al Kreis and Mike Frank in a Ford Bronco.
They're going home.
They're in the neighborhood.
Damon Jeffries in his Class 10. He's being really tough this year.
He is a good driver.
Yeah, ever since he stepped up from 1-2-1600, he's done an admirable job.
Hey, can you consider Manhattan Beach, California, a local boy for this area?
Well, he's in like terrain. That's Bob Shimley.
John Phillips from Gilbert, Arizona. John has the new Class 1 Jimco.
Now that's senior driving. Junior's got a new car coming though.
Oh, okay.
And here's the beginning of the Pro Trucks.
And this is Glenn Greer. This is a class that we developed out in San Diego. That's a level playing field NASCAR format. Glenn is out of Tucson, Arizona. Scott Steinberger just picked up a brand new Pennzoil sponsorship.
You can't miss that one, Ivan.
It's a good-looking truck.
And here's Rick Johnson. He's a points leader in the Pro Truck Series. He just picked up a new sponsor, Milgard Windows. So hopefully Rick will do well and keep that sponsor.
And this is his first full year in competition, too, Ivan.
Doing extremely well. He's won 2 races. Steve Barlow, and his sponsor is Red Bull. Some of these guys are really getting some good sponsorship in this class.
This is a good kid. Good family. Real family effort here.
Here's your buddy.
Yeah, Jimmy Knuckles. Right out of the Dick Tracy movie. He gets a lot of fun out of this as well as we do.
And he's from Brawley, California.
This is Jason Hatch. Now, Jason's dad, Don Hatch, has been building racing motors for many years. In fact, he built some for me years ago.
Yeah, these are the 1-2-1600s, right?
Right, and he's in a pitched battle right now with Becky Freeman.
This is Becky right here, right?
Yeah, and if she wins this, she'll be the first female to win a class championship in scores history.
Becky's a competitor out of Las Vegas, been racing many years. She's always a good competitor.
Now, this is a company that hasn't been around for a while, an Isuzu SUV Amigo out of Land Racing with John Kearney driving.
Yeah, we caught up with Bob. Bob tells us about the Amigo.
Land Racing has entered into an agreement with American Isuzu Motors to, in the 1998 Baja 1000, which is obviously what we're here for, to campaign a stock production class vehicle known commonly as the Amigo. In actuality, the stock production vehicle off of the showroom floor is pretty off-road ready. I mean, it's built with a 5-link coil-sprung rear suspension with a Dana 44 rear end, coupled with an upper and lower A-arm 44 differential in front with a torsion bar housing assembly. So it's quite trick, and we've obviously had to retrofit the vehicle to meet safety requirements specifically for our sanctioning body, which in this case is SCORE International. But there hasn't been a whole lot done in terms of performance because A, we're not allowed to do that in this class, but we have to meet safety requirements. So a fuel cell was put in the vehicle, a full race cage was put in the vehicle, and we obviously changed the shocks, but they are shocks manufactured by the Bilstein Corporation that you can buy right off the shelf. So the vehicle, I mean, I'm quite proud of it, and I'm sure Isuzu is too, obviously, but it's quite ready for the off-road world just right off the showroom floor. We left the moonroof in. We took the air conditioning out. We left the windows in it, roll up. They're not the electric windows, but we left the stereo in as well, so maybe we can enjoy some music on the way down to La Paz.
Oh, that's pretty. Is that nice?
Oh, that's awesome. And boy, you're fighting to keep that thing on the racetrack there, Ivan.
You know, I mentioned earlier about falling off the course. If you do that sometimes, you fall in the water, so that would be a long way. But I'm just having great fun, believe it or not.
Oh, man. We came awfully close to those spectators there in the helicopter. The day's just warming up along with the race action. Stay here for more from the 1998 Tecate Score Baja 1000. We're about 30 to 40 minutes into the race now, early morning. Ivan, do you have a chance to enjoy all this scenery around you, even though you're concentrating on the race?
Well, I'm very aware of it, Jorge, but more than anything, I'm probably still getting settled into the truck, really making sure I'm trying to really get in the groove, not making any mistakes, you know, get all the little idiosyncrasies of the truck figured out, how the brakes are working. To be honest, I'm really dialing in the brakes and trying to get the brake bias right. If you notice, when it slows down, it puts a lot of weight in the front end.
Now, this is Dave Ashley and Dan Smith in the Duralast Ford, and they're picking our way through that rock beach area, if you want to call this a beach, Ivan.
I don't think I'd want to stand very close. Look at those rocks fly there.
Well, you just saw one fly, and what they're thinking about is not getting the drive shaft hit with the rock.
Yeah.
You know, I have to worry about the rear axle, but these guys don't want to hit the drive shaft.
Or a brake caliper or a brake line.
Good point. Ah, my old buddy Larry Ragland, always in a hurry. Larry's one of the top competitors of Mexico. Anytime you put Larry Ragland in a race truck, if it's in Mexico or wherever it is, he's going to be fast.
You can see the dust just in front of him, and that's coming from Ashley.
Well, that's what he wants. What's probably, I'm sure, the frustrating part is he's trying to get past that dust, but yet not make a mistake.
But then he still has the comfort of knowing that he's that close. Now, this is Herbst's entry, and they're in the rocks, and this stuff is not easy to drive in.
No, it isn't. It's very slippery. You know, like I say, you really don't want to hit the drive shaft or damage the undercarriage. Great in-car camera here.
Yeah, I mean, this gives you an idea of not just the terrain, but the glare that you have to deal with at this point of the race.
And you saw the cliffs on the side. You don't want to venture off too far to the right in this particular case because you're going to be there for a while.
Oh, look at the glare. Look at that.
On board with Gus Vildosely, you can watch. It's a smooth road, but still you can see really smooth, actually, but you can still see the suspension there in the right front. The amount of work it's getting. By the farm fields.
Oh, look at, I mean, he has just absolutely got this thing working really, really good.
And look at the size of these cliffs.
Yeah.
This is the area along the, where the tomato fields are. Just, actually, he's just north of a little town called Arindia. Actually, this is the town of Arindia.
There's a lot of farming that goes on in central Baja down south of Ensenada. This is Eli Yee out of Tijuana in a Class 7. Look at this thing. Looks good.
Very popular class, by the way. Bob Land.
And second in the points race right now in the 1,000, and that's a V6 Ford.
Gary Meekum. Gary's picked up a really good sponsorship with Best Western Hotels. Gary's also been competitive in off-road racing for many, many years. A lot of experience here, boy.
Him and his son both. The famous Larry Rossler. He's won the Baja 11 times, Ivan.
They just don't get much tougher than that guy, believe me.
Now, this is obviously the car that's up in front.
Driven by our own Ivan Stewart, of course.
And I love to hear that. I love to hear that Tundra V8 roar, too.
Got a little air there.
You know, it's, I do that a lot for the fans as much as anything. As long as I know exactly what's on the other side of the jump. Very seldom you catch me doing that if I don't know what's on the other side. That's Vildosely again. Big Toyota V6 in this race car. He's in the wash heading up out of Arindia. About 110 miles in the race course.
And oh, look at this thing.
He's really moving around.
Yeah, don't make a mistake now, Gus.
There's another view.
And that's the same view he's got on his face shield as that mud.
We'll be back with more racing from the 1998 1,000 right after 1,000. And this is Gus Vildosely. There's some confusion here.
Well, he has
missed
a corner, yes, and the car that he's chasing has made the corner. He's going on up. Gus sees him. He's going to cut across the field here to come in right behind him.
Oh. Wait a minute. He's in a ditch, Ivan.
He didn't. He fell right in the ditch. He didn't realize the ditch was there.
Now, this is the reason why you do a lot of pre-run.
Yeah, absolutely. But what he didn't realize in this area that, you know, he was going to catch a guy. The guy was going to miss the corner.
Yeah, here's another view from the camera in the car.
Oh,
You can see how that happened.
Yeah. He could have almost jumped that had he got a little more than 90 degrees to it. Now he's waving for spectators.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, give me a hand. Get me out of here.
Get me out of here, yeah.
Oh, man.
Now, here's your favorite car, Jorge.
Yeah, John Herder. I love that paint scheme. He's really moving.
Look at who he's pulling up on. Doug Fortin Jr. in that V4.
Now, there's a reason. Either Doug has got problems because usually Doug is much faster on these roads. We got a lot of horsepower. Maybe we can see if there's, here it is, the dust.
Yeah, we got a lot of dust ahead, so they're bunching up here at this point.
And this almost looks like silt dust.
Yeah, this is heavy spots. These are little spots of dust along the beach. Actually, we're starting to get away from the beach here, but as they hit this silt, depends on, you know, where you catch a guy and where you don't catch him, how much they hold you up, and Doug's been held up.
Now this is the Truggy, car number 100, the in-car.
Great in-car.
Oh man, look at this. And he's chasing his own dust cloud.
Great in-car stuff. This is the kind of racing that Baja's all about.
Oh, and here's this guy that's up front.
Now, Charlie, you be real quiet. I want to hear this. I want to hear this Tundra V8 motor run.
Love it.
Look at this view.
Oh,
Look at
man.
that view. Beautiful.
You could almost get mesmerized looking at the surf, Ivan.
That truck did about 130 mile an hour through there.
Now this is Smith and Ashley in the Duralast trophy truck.
Now, let me point out something now. As long as he's in this sandy area, this is where Larry Ragland would like to catch him. Get him before he gets in the silt, because if he gets up in the silt, it's going to be just impossible to. In fact, he just hit something. It's going to be really tough for Larry to. And I'm sure Larry's pretty close.
Yeah.
Now all that clean air means that you've got a substantial lead on Ashley and Smith at this point.
We've obviously pulled away.
Once again, some great work from our helicopter crew.
Oh,
look at that.
big air.
Great.
See that?
Great jump.
Look at that jump.
Almost jumped so far, I almost missed the corner there.
I mean, once again, that just goes to show how much you really have to concentrate and not miss the marker.
Okay, Larry Ragland, he's just out of the dust. Okay, you, Larry. He knows he doesn't want to run up in that dust if he doesn't have to.
Yeah, and you know, everybody's got to remember the amount of suspension that these trucks have. They could go over some of this real serious ruts and deep depressions and, you know, virtually not even feel them.
Well, Larry's got like 20-some-odd inches of wheel travel. And big cliffs. We talked about that.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to fall off one of them.
None of us want that, believe me.
It's a little too close.
Trophy truck number 19.
I'm amazed with the amount of lights you guys are running on. I think they went down to Santa Fe Railroad to get their alternator.
Big alternator. Actually, they have to turn the lights on in sequence, because if they turn them all on the same time, it'd kill the battery.
Is that right?
Yeah, they have to turn them on in sequence because there's a lot of draw initially,
Kill everything.
and then it slows down.
But let me tell you, when it gets dark in Baja, boys, you want all of the lights you can get. That will be enough.
They're really opening it up here now, aren't they?
I can tell you, we'll up to 115 or 20 real quick with that truck.
Oh, this is a great end car.
Listen to that motor run. You got to kind of remember in this area that we're starting to get some cactus and some boulders along the side. You see how skinny the road is, or how wide that hood looks. That he doesn't really want to get in that dust up there, but he'd like to pass the guy. So I'd like to catch you a little farther up the road, maybe.
Well, that's why a lot of times at the finish line you see a car and it's got a front fender, left or right, peeled off. It's hit one of these cactus.
You can see how narrow the road is and how wide these trucks are.
Now there's Ashley, and in the background up on the top, I swear I saw Ragland.
Yeah, I'm sure that Larry's getting. Larry's just keeping him right there. Ooh, look at air. Great air.
Now, this is in an area known as, well, in Spanish, San Quintin, or also known as San Quentin.
Oh, I'd love to hear that motor run.
Look at that jump. There we go.
That's always a lot of fun.
You're making it work.
I can't believe that they paid me to do this, Charlie.
Yeah, it's too much fun to get paid for.
We won't tell Toyota I do this for nothing.
Don't go away. We'll be back with more race action from the 1998 Baja 1000 right after this.
By a madman who eats other men's dreams and backs them with glory chasers. Ivan Ironman Stewart, 16-time winner of the Baja 500.
Do you qualify to get 2 free vacation
Sagatti Score Baja 1000 is brought to you by Toyota. Every day belongs to you. Make it count. Toyota, every day.
We are back with the Score News coverage of the 1998 Tecate Score Baja 1000. And Ivan, here 2 hours into the race, you already have your lights on.
Well, I do, and there's a couple of reasons I do that. On the first race car on the road, and I want to make sure that the spectators know I'm coming, and oncoming traffic should there be, and the other competitors, the motorcycles and the quads that we'll be catching pretty quick.
Now, this is Dave Ashley. He's running 4 minutes behind you at this point in time, which is San Catine.
We picked up time on Dave. Here's Larry Ragland, who has lost 30 seconds to Dave Ashley.
He's about a minute behind Ashley at this point. The Herbst family has been coming to Baja for a long time, and Jerry Herbst tells us his adventures with Mark Collins in past 1,000.
Oh, we had a ball back then. Really did. I remember we made 3 attempts to finish, just to finish the 1,000. And the third attempt, we finally did it. And Mart said to me, he says, that's it. We're not going to try another one of these son of guns. We literally did not have any support. It was just take some sandwiches and water, and hopefully you can work your way down the peninsula.
Herbst is in their second generation of desert racing.
Now, this is Carl Renezetter and Gary Lane in the Baldwin Trophy truck as he goes by in this section of San Catine. Now, this is Dale Eberts, Ivan.
Yeah, Dale is from another family of racers. Dale won Class 1 at the 1998 Prim race. Jimco buggy.
Now, this is another Jimco. You can tell by the wide stance of the A-arms, and that's your favorite car, Jorge.
Yeah, that's the distinctive color scheme of John Herder from Arizona.
Now, this guy and his family have been racing Baja for a long time, Ivan. That's Corky McMillan.
Brand new Chinook race car here. Again, look at how long the front end A-arms are on these race cars. They're getting a tremendous amount of wheel travel.
Now, this is a kid out of El Cajon, another family of off-road racing. That's Doug Fortin Jr.
Chinook, but let me tell you that Doug Fortin Jr. is much harder than that. I'm going to mark my word, he's got a problem.
Now, this is Troy Hertz in the Truggy, big Ford V8. He's moved up. He's 5th.
Yeah, he started at 14th, so he's covered a lot of territory.
Now look how wide the hood looks on this truck compared to how narrow the road looks. And you have to keep in mind that he's got dust to contend with, spots of it. Oh, and he's off the road for some reason.
Yeah.
Another one. Yeah, here's what he's done. He's noticed off to his right there's another road that I'm going to take and try and get by this guy's dust. In the process, he hit that big tree.
Yeah, we got to thank A.J. Martin for cleaning the camera lens off. Now, this is Nye Frank built brand new all-wheel drive, Ivan, a center-mounted V8 Mark Post.
Chevrolet.
Listen to it.
I guess they're running pretty good. Oh, we got a pass coming up. I see a car coming up. That's Ryan Arciero. That's the son of Frank Arciero. He's teamed up with Rob Moore. Yeah, good pass. The demands of off-road racing are much greater and much different than those of other forms of motorsport. Tom Morris of PPI shows us some of the comparisons of different race components of the Toyota off-road truck and the Toyota Champ car.
What we've got here is a couple different items for you. Shock absorbers from the off-road car, shock absorbers from a kart car. If you look here, you'll see a big shaft, big springs, and a cooler here on the reservoir. This is to cool the fluid as it recirculates out through these lines into the reservoir with about 30 inches of wheel travel. On the kart car, it sees 2 inches of wheel travel at a max, will generate 400 foot-pounds of force, which isn't a whole heck of a lot. And you've got a spring here that holds up a 1,500-pound car, which also has the aerodynamic downforce of at least equal to that. So it's quite a small package when you compare it against the off-road programs. Now we're going to take a look at the difference between the off-road and the kart car axles and CV joints. The axle for the desert car, as you can see, is real big and heavy, solid material. The CV joint designed for high angulation for the long wheel travel. The kart car axles are small and thin and hollow in the center. They're rifle drilled to be nice and light with a real small tripod joint because it doesn't have to see a lot of angulation in the axles due to the limited wheel travel. And the comparison continues. A-arms, the kart car versus the off-road. You can see here the big, heavy A-arms, big bosses and bolts for the shock that fits in here. The kart A-arm here is very small and lightweight. You can see the airfoil here for the air to come around the leading edge here very gracefully, not to disrupt the airflow around the car. And our final comparison is going to be tires. The kart wheel and tire is a magnesium wheel, with a very light tire with a very gummy rubber material. Weighs a mere 40 pounds. Using one central lug nut called a knockoff, you'll also see a tire pressure sensor on there. That works with the telemetry to let them know if they're losing pressure before they actually have an accident. The off-road tire, designed for high abuse and durability. Very aggressive tread, extremely heavy sidewall construction with little louvers on here to help displace the rocks from puncturing the sidewall. Bead locks to hold the tire to the rim in case you have a flat tire. Little guards to protect the valve stems. Very durable setup, weighs about 125 pounds.
Here's that guy that's up front again.
And notice there's no dust.
Don't go away, folks. We've got lots more from the 1998 Score Baja 1000 right after.
The same components used in our racing stock go into every Bilstein we make for the street. Bilstein delivers race performance, street performance. Now, for a limited time, Bilsteins are on sale for just $49.95 each for selected pickup trucks and sports utility vehicles. See your nearest Bilstein dealer today or call 1-800-537-1085.
Right now, Ivan Stewart and, of course, Score veteran Charlie Engelbart. Ivan, where are we at this point?
Well, actually, we're just north of Catavina, and this is an area that we talk about. It is so dusty in here that you definitely don't try and pass somebody.
Especially right there.
Great shots from the helicopter.
I mean, you could have radar and not be able to see in front of you.
Damon Jeffers, look how much he's moved up.
Now, he's gotten by every Class 8 truck, Ivan. That is incredible.
You can see the amount of dust that's picked up by these, especially the big trucks.
Now, this is David Westham. He started first in class, and he's 2 minutes behind Jeffries.
Feels like quick Jeffries is. Brian Collins, good race here. These guys are close.
Yeah,
only a minute and a half behind.
Yeah. Started fourth, and he's now second.
Alberto Coppola from Cabo San Lucas. Jimmy Knuckles, your buddy Jimmy Knuckles.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun with him, but I got to tell you, he had a serious race face on race day morning. He wants this Baja 1000 win.
Beautiful little pro truck there. 2 pro trucks.
Yeah, here's another one.
This is the pro truck of Kip Whitnack and Dwight Lunkley. These guys are from way up in Northern California, and they really wanted to compete in the Baja 1000. Doing a great job right behind Jimmy.
Truck looks good. You're into checkpoint 3 here.
Motor still sounds good, doesn't it?
Oh man, awesome!
In a hurry.
And your cheering squad was there. This is Larry Ragland.
And this is the reason I'm in a hurry. Larry's gotten by the Duralast truck. Got something hanging on the right side there.
Oh, he's got some damage on that front end, Ivan. I mean, he's come in contact with something. Rock, cactus.
Changing tires to look at the front end.
Oh.
See how the motor sounds. See how he sounds when he leaves here and how much time they take, because we're always very aware of the competition.
Yeah.
A little flat. Nope.
Oh, yeah.
No,
that truck is not flat.
He's in a hurry. Duralast truck, looking it over. They want to crawl underneath this, Charlie, we talked about before, make sure there's not something hanging in their brake line.
Now, these guys are being careful, Ivan, because they have to finish for the championship. They know they have to finish.
Here's Jerry flagging the boys in. The boys better not hit Jerry Herbst, let me tell you.
Now, they're running 14 minutes behind you.
Oops, run over a guy's tent there. Little awning. See how quick they are. They want to change tires again. Look at the truck. They've got a long section now to get before they see pits again. Like Carl Lennon said it.
Right, that's in one of the Baldwin Trophy trucks in for his pit stop. Now the boys are ready to go out.
Motor still sounds good in that one, too.
Good there. Oh, this is Dale Eberts. First in Class 1. Adjusted time puts him about 20 minutes behind you, and he's not even thinking about stopping. Now Jerry's bringing the other half of the team in.
See the right front flat?
Yeah.
They haven't been driving on it very long, otherwise it would be shredded. Typically it doesn't go a long ways in this kind of the speeds these guys run.
Well, I got to tell you, they orchestrate these pit stops. Within 30 seconds, they can drop fuel, change tires, and back out on the race course. Now, he's the leader in Class 1, Ivan.
Now, these guys want the big hurry here. You know, you've got all day and all night to race, but they want to get out behind a car that could be coming in behind them. They don't want to get in that dust again.
Oh, look at this shot. That road is just as straight as a string.
You know, it looks straight as a string, but look how wide the hood is again.
Baja 1000.
Now we're looking at Larry Rossler in the Team McPherson Class 7 truck, and talk about Baja experience. He's won the Baja 1000 11 times, still competes in the desert on a motorcycle, and they've got a new truck for him in 1999.
Jason Hatz in a 1/2/1600, leading the class. Actually tied with Becky Freeman for the championship.
I got to give these guys credit, and talk about Becky Freeman. Here she is, 4 minutes behind Hat. Adjusted time, Ivan. She's in the lead by a minute.
Oh, you talk about close racing for this far. And they're only 1,600cc Volkswagen motors.
Jason's off to the side here.
They're looking down there toward the wheel, it looks like. Bob Land. Bob is running good today. He's only 20 minutes behind Larry Rossler.
Looks and sounds good, though, Ivan.
He does. He's strong. Another pro truck.
That's Glenn Greer, but something's not right here. He should be up further in this class, I think, Ivan. The one and only Rod Hall in the Hummer.
He's teamed up with Chad Hall, his son.
And Terry Henn, and I saw Jim Fricker. I mean, it was like deja vu, the old days all over again.
Rod Hall and Jim Fricker, they've run so many races and won so many races.
Every Baja 1000, Ivan, since '67.
These Hummers, I think, have finished every race. Steve Barlow in the Red Bull Pro Truck. He's had a little problem with that hood's been off, Charlie.
Yeah, and he probably wanted to save some time and didn't put it back on again. Oh, look at this view.
Isn't that beautiful? This is what Baja racing is all about. You head down below the LA Bay, getting up toward El Arco. Beautiful cactus, the sun is setting. I'm having a great time.
Well, you almost want to stop and take a picture. It's so pretty down here.
Can't stop. I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
we're on the radio with Cal Wells and Mark Johnson, our crew chief, and I tell you, there's a guy behind us. It's right there as usual.
He'll cause you some gray hairs before the day's over, is Larry Ragland, because, I mean, he is on the move, too.
How long the shadows are starting to get late here.
Yeah.
Okay, jumping on the pavement. This looks like on the pavement, again in a hurry. I know Larry Ragland.
Hang that one out.
Heading down to LA Bay, and I turn the lights on again, mainly to let the other traffic know that we're coming and going to be running real fast here. That's the way this truck will run about 130 miles an hour.
That's your coming. They've been waiting all day for you. Some of these people were here yesterday waiting for you.
Oh, and here comes my buddy.
Oh, man.
Larry Ragland trying to catch me here. He's we know on the radio, by the way, pretty much where he's at, and get her sideways, Larry.
Dirt track style. He's 3 minutes behind you at this point, Ivan.
We've had good races, Larry and I, for 15, 18 years.
This is Ashley and Smith in the Duralast Ford, and they're 14 minutes behind Ragland.
The sun is setting on the southern part of the Baja Peninsula, and with it, a whole new strategy for the run to the finish of the 1998 Baja 1000.
You know, running at night, we talk about night running, Charlie, it's just completely different in that you run all day and you really don't know that your lights are going to work. You're tired. The race car is tired. Maybe the wires are chafing. The switches won't work. The breakers have burnt out. It's a whole new ball game now.
Well, and then the nighttime with the lights on it from the cars also changes things. It makes things look unreal or surrealistic.
It really does. You know, there's been so many times that I've seen things at nighttime that I know that wasn't there. Jimmy Connors one time, I remember, said he saw a train in Baja. There's Ryan Arceo talking to Bob Gordon, trying to give him all the what the race car is doing, get him going again.
Crew members getting information, telling their guys to go ahead.
Still got a long way to go, Charlie.
Yeah. Look at the Teague and Ryan Arciero's face here.
He's come a long way.
Yeah, good kid, good family.
Adjusting lights.
Yeah, some of them that are still on the car, some of them are gone.
Keep in mind, this is a time when a lot of guys are changing drivers. You know, this is the point where the new guy gets in, the guy's been driving all day, he gets out, and he tries to quickly tell that co-driver, you know, what's wrong with the car, it's pulling to the right, you know, I've over-revved the engine a little bit, or whatever it might be, and trying to get him out as quick as possible.
And you have to definitely give these guys a whole high-level amount of appreciation for what they accomplished.
They've all come a long way, let me tell you. And like I say, they still got to contend with the cattle and a lot of silt. You know, this was one of the races that there was areas that were silt was so deep that actually come over the hood of your race car.
Stay with us for the exciting finish of the 1998 Tecate Score Baja.
Right here.
Yep, this is what the whole day has all been about.
Well, I understand Ivan Stewart is in the lead. That was through checkpoint 8, I believe it was, but that was about an hour and a half ago. And I think Dave Ashley in the Ford Duralast truck is about a half an hour behind him at that time. But again, these are all kind of vague. As you know, out in the Baja, it's kind of tough to really get solid communication.
And at 4:08 a.m. Pacific time, Ivan Stewart comes into the finish at La Paz. 19 hours, 8 minutes, and 20 seconds from leaving Santo Tomas, some 1,070 miles away, with an average speed of 56 miles per hour. Congratulations, Ivan.
Well, thank you, Jorge. I got to tell you that Cal Wells and I both have been trying to win this race for 25 years, and finally to get it. Feel great.
This is Larry Ragland. He's in next, 5 minutes behind Ivan. After 1,070 miles and 19 hours of racing, 5 minutes separates first and second.
Well, we missed the turn coming in here. How much time did he? How long did he been here?
Probably 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, we wouldn't have made it anyway. Yeah.
6 minutes totally, they said.
We wouldn't have made it.
Next car in is Bob Gordon and Ryan Arciero in their Toyota Chinook. Bob's been trying a long time to win this race.
I'll show you how far the steering turns. I'm driving for 200 miles, and the steering wheel won't turn over that far.
Now the next car in is the trophy truck of Ashley and Smith, the Duralast Enduro Ford, and this finish cinches the championship for him.
Dave Corton said he's got the championship in the score series, so we're as proud as could be of it.
The next car in is the Truggy of Troy Herbst. Jimmy Smith now, ultra custom wheel, drove the second half of the race. Now this clinches the Class 1 championship for these guys.
We got to Santa Rita. We were 18 minutes, which was, we were within a minute of Ivan. We had Larry beat, and transmission started slipping. And so we have just nursed, we've stopped and changed the transmission fluid 3 times. And we've just nursed it in. I wouldn't have given $1 million to go 500 feet, and we've gone 120 miles with it. So thanks to my buddy here.
And you got the championship.
The championship for the Herbst family and Troy for giving me this opportunity. And I mean, that's what we came here for, is to win that championship. And at least we got that done, but we let one slip through our fingers today.
The race results are brought to you by Toyota.
And here are the official top 10 finishers based on adjusted time in the 1998 Baja 1000. First, overall four-wheel vehicle is Ivan Ironman Stewart in a Toyota Tundra V8 truck with a time of 19 hours and 8 minutes, with an average speed of 56 miles per hour. Second was Larry Ragland. Third was Bob Gordon in an unlimited open-wheel car. Fourth goes to Scott McMillan. Fifth to Troy Herbst and Jimmy Smith. With the win, Troy Herbst also won the 1998 overall Laughlin Score Desert Series Championship, as well as the year's Class 1 Championship. Congratulations to Troy Herbst. Sixth overall to Dave Ashley and Dan Smith. And this finish clinched the Trophy Truck Championship for 1998 for the Duralast Enduro Racing Team. Seventh, Corky McMillan. Eighth, Dale Eberts. Ninth, Brian Collin and Dale White. And 10th overall goes to David Westham and Tony McCormick. Well, Ivan, you did it. How special was it?
Well, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, to win the Baja 1000 that starts in Ensenada and goes to La Paz. I've been trying to win this race for 25 years, so way up on my importance list. But we couldn't have done it without some really good, dedicated, extremely talented individuals. Tom Morris, James DeGain, Mark Johnson, Peter Miles, who's been my mechanic for many years. Truck ran flawless. I made a few driver errors, but I had a great time. You know, it'll be right up there on the tippy top, and believe me, with my importance of all my history and careers wins, this is going to be right at the top.
Well, fantastic. Congratulations again. And Charlie, your final thoughts on a great race?
Well, I got to tell you, Jorge, it was long. It was long for the drivers, the chase cars, the score officials at the start line, at the finish line in La Paz, but it was fast and it was safe. A great race from start to finish. I think everybody had a really, really good time. And now it's off to Cabo.
The first race of the 1999 Laughlin Score Desert Series will be the Laughlin Desert Challenge on January 22nd and 23rd. Be sure and watch it here on Speed Vision. We'd like to thank PPI, Toyota, and MCI WorldCom for opening up their racing facilities to us. On behalf of Ivan Stewart and Charlie Engelbart, I'm Jorge Jarrin, thanking you again for joining us for the Score News coverage of the 1998 Tecate Baja 1000. To order a videotape copy of this show or any of the 1997 or 1998 Score series, call the number on the screen. For a limited time, videos of the 1968 Baja 1000 and the classic motorcycle film On Any Sunday are also available. Call now.
The coverage of the 1998 Tecate Score Baja 1000 has been brought to you by Toyota. Every day belongs to you. Make it count. Toyota, every day.